So Cindy and I have some pretty big news to share with y'all today, and we did not come upon this decision very easily. As y'all know, that Cindy and I have been managing Wading Pines Camping Resort here in Chatsworth, New Jersey for about a year and a half. This is our second season up here. The season runs from April 1st to November 1st. So pretty much every year from March 15th to November 15th, we are here at the campground in New Jersey. And I wish Cindy was here with me telling y'all about this, but she's at the office taking care of some pretty big paperwork. But I'm just going to get right at it. Y'all saw that we missed our last two Wednesday night videos because my mother had surgery down in Georgia, down in South Carolina, and we were down there helping take care of her. Based on that and some other life-changing situations, Cindy and I have decided to leave Wading Pines Camping Resort. This was not an easy decision, but while we were down in South Carolina taking care of my mother, helping my parents out, we did come to this decision, and we put our 2 weeks notice in while we were down there. So today is Wednesday. This coming Friday is our last day here at Wading Pines, and we'll be leaving and going back to Georgia. We'll be going back to Georgia and refiguring our plan. So this was not the original plan. As y'all know, I had made an announcement about a month ago that we had worked out our deal for next year here at Wading Pines, and we were planning on coming back here, and we were going to be here for 3 years, and then we were going to take Social Security and continue traveling with doing like the national parks tour, still work camping for our site, but on a much reduced scale. Now we've got to reinvent ourselves and continue on. You know, life happens, and it's the same when you're living full-time in your RV. Living in your RV does not change the way life comes at you. And you know, on one hand, we're excited. We're going to go spend a lot of time with family. We'll get to see the kids more regularly. They live in South Carolina. We're going to see my parents a lot more regularly. And we're going to be able to see my sister. And Cindy's brother has moved down to Charleston, South Carolina. So we'll be in the hub of family. And the doctor has said that my mother's recovery time could take up to a year. So we're going to reevaluate in a year what our new life looks like. So I know I sound kind of down in the dumps. I'm really not. We had a meeting with the employees, told them we were leaving, and we've got our exit interview tomorrow with the company, and so it's just, I'm very emotional. We've made a lot of good friends up here. We've been having people stop by the camper and saying their goodbyes and how much they'll miss us and that sort of stuff, and it's just emotional. So I'm excited about this next part of our adventure. I'm just also sad about leaving my family here at Wading Pines. One thing you'll know if you've ever worked camp, or if you plan on work camping, is that you become very close to the people that you work with. Like our maintenance manager, Mike, who will be taking our position as the general manager here at the campground. You know, we met him work camping, I think 6 years ago in Minnesota when we were assistant managers of the park up there. His wife and him and Cindy and I have stayed friends, and now he's taken over this park that we're leaving, and this is his, you know, I think dream to manage a park. So I'm glad, I'm excited for him. It's a lot of work, and it just, you know, you build those bonds when you work camp. Like we have Antonio and Renee here. You know, we worked with them down in Rockport, Texas. Last year we had Becky and her husband, and you know, they came up from Georgia, and they were going to work for us in South Carolina. And you just meet all these people, and so we've gotten relationships with the people here at this park, and so we're sad about that, but we're excited about the new adventure. We're going to our lot in Georgia. I've already been talking with a good friend of mine that's there. We're making all kinds of plans, and so we're excited to see our friends in Georgia. We're excited about spending time with our family. I do need to figure out how we're going to make a living, though. This is a very small YouTube channel. It does not produce hardly any income, so it's going to have to be something other than YouTube for sure. So what happens now? So for now, we drive back to Georgia. That's a 2-day trip, and we set up our new home base. If y'all watched our videos over the winter, you saw we did a lot of work to our lot there, and hopefully we'll be able to afford to do more soon. Luckily, I had been saving money to add a new concrete pad to the lot to expand our living space, and so I've got that money to hold us over until we figure out what we're going to do financially. I will say that luckily Cindy's got a job starting the 1st of next month, and this is going to be a different situation for us because we've never done this. Cindy's going to be an office manager for an electrical company, and she is going to be 100% remote. So they're going to send her a laptop and a cell phone, and the numbers from the business will be transferred to that cell phone Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. She'll be answering the phones for the company. She'll be scheduling appointments. She'll be doing the books for the appointments. Y'all know she did the books for our PI company. She's very good at that. She'll be collecting on late bills and invoices. She'll be sending out invoices. She'll be doing permits where it's permitted for her to do online permits and that sort of stuff. So she's got a lot to learn. It's new for her. So she's got a job that is going to be somewhat replacing her side of the income. So we're already 50% back to where we were. So in a couple of weeks, Cindy's, like I said, her part of the contribution to the family household will be taken care of, and then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. So this past winter, I looked at jobs down there where we stay in Georgia, and there wasn't a lot. So I think the plan for me going forward is I'm going to continue writing our second KDP book. I've actually got another cookbook in process. I've Got like 18 recipes put together for that and formatted in the book. Shameless plug down in the description and pinned comment. There is a link to our first book we wrote on Amazon and published on Amazon. It's a crockpot cookbook for travel. So I'd ask you to please help us out and go look at that and buy a copy. It's very inexpensively priced. And then so I've got 2 other books that I'm writing. I'm doing the Blackstone cookbook, and then I'm doing a detective story because, you know, 26 years as a cop and after that a private investigator. That's the type of stuff I enjoy. So I've written about 117 pages of that book. So I'll dedicate more time to finishing both of those books and put them up on KDP. And then, as y'all know, I've started an eBay store, which will be my primary source of income. Sold 4 things yesterday on eBay. You know, and another shameless plug, I'll put a link to our eBay store also. We've got about 236 items listed. I plan on going at that full time when we are in Georgia. And then there's this YouTube channel. I'll continue to post here on YouTube weekly and continue that on. YouTube brings in several $100s a week, several $100s a month. And then I will start posting again on my Alec ARL. I'm gonna try to do a daily vlog there of making a living on the side hustles. So you can check that out also. And then if you saw over the winter, I was also doing DoorDash, and I will continue to do the DoorDash. I proved that I could easily do $250 a week DoorDash. So that's $1,000 a month there. So I think between those streams of income, I think we'll be okay. I've just got to figure it out, and we got to get Cindy started on her remote job, and we will go from there. So in closing, I'll say that we are looking forward and we're not looking back. We are not leaving work camping. We're just taking another approach to it while we continue to live full-time in our RV. And then when things flatten out, then we want to do the national parks. We have a lot of travel left in us. We've just got to get through the next year or two. And one thing I like about the National Parks Tour is you can go sign up to volunteer in National Park for 3 to 6 months. You can stay in the park for free. You work about 20 hours a week as a couple. It's mostly bathroom duty and that sort of stuff. And then the rest of your time you have to explore the national parks. So eventually that's what we want to end up doing. We won't be, as things sit now, managing any more campgrounds for a while. But I say that, and yesterday we got a call from somebody in our old hometown in South Carolina that is building an RV park that should be ready in the next 18 months. And they asked us about managing that. So who knows what's next in the distant future, but for right now, we're headed to Georgia. I will put a link to the Alec IRL channel in the description and ask y'all to join that if you're interested in trying to make a living doing side hustles, because that's what I'll be doing. Safe travels. Thank you for all your continued support, and we'll see you next week.